Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome to those of you who are seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about conversations of a psychological, mental health, emotional health paradigm. We've got over 1,250 of these available for your listening pleasure. We try to add as often as we can, usually several times per week. Signs you may be gaslighting yourself is the topic for today. And yes, you can gaslight yourself. Gaslighting is basically bringing yourself to an emotionally unbalanced state through thoughts, feelings, or emotions that aren't based in reality and cause distortion in your thinking patterns. So, what are some ways that you can gaslight yourself? The first thing, the first way, is kind of looking at things from a self blame paradigm. So, self blaming is one of those things that we all do from time to time. Expectations of ourselves to be perfect, expectations of ourselves to be better than we were, better than we could be, better than we used to be, can be a great way to improve our own quality of life. However, the challenge becomes when we ruminate on the past too much, then we actually expect too much from ourselves, or expect ourselves to be out of balance with what is acceptable and what is good and what is pure and what is decent. And so that becomes super problematic for a number of reasons. Ultimately, there are a great number of connectives in that way that can take us off path. The next thing, as mentioned, is rumination. So, rumination is the preoccupation of previous events that cause us to be out of balance with making smart, intelligent, or good and wholesome decisions for ourselves. We ruminate on the past because we believe that we should have, could have, would have changed something if we had the chance. And it may be factually accurate that we would have changed something if we had all of the knowledge that we needed in order to be able to do so. And so there's a valuable way of kind of connecting on a deeper in a deeper manner, on a deeper level. Um, Look, obviously, taking stock of the past to be able to identify the things that we wish we'd accomplished differently, or the things we wish we'd done differently, is super valuable. But at the same time, focusing on the past too much, or focusing on the past in a way that's not healthy, will ultimately only lead us to a level of discontent, dissatisfaction, and at the end of the day, frustration and sadness, and some degree of angst, anger, and just overall unbalance. And so that becomes super problematic for a number of reasons, not limited to the fact that when we begin to understand the value of how to kind of move forward, learn from the past, and then release, we do better in the world. The next thing is we minimize our emotional state. Obviously, all emotions are indicators, some of positive things, some of negative things, some of things we need to change, some of things we need to celebrate. But emotions are just that. They are indicators. That's what they're meant to be. They're not meant to be more than that. They're not meant to be less than that. They're meant to be indicators so that we can, in fact, have at least some degree of healthy approach to the way in which we make decisions and or connect with making better decisions. And when we begin to know how to do that, we also then begin to connect on a better level with ways to improve our own quality of life and also be more authentic in the relationships that we have. Sometimes expectation gets in the way of developing meaningful relationships because expectations can lead you out of balance. The next thing is we pass the buck. We don't take personal responsibility. Personal responsibility is important, and learning from our mistakes can only happen when we pass the test of not passing the buck. In other words, taking that responsibility to learn, grow, and be different for our own benefit. It doesn't necessarily mean we have to be perfect, and certainly perfection is an illusion that doesn't really exist, but the idea that we have to be a certain way in order to be loved, in order to be valuable, in order to be seen as respectable, in order to be seen as good or wholesome or anything, can lead us in a direction that ultimately is going to destroy our mental and emotional health, destroy our view of ourselves, and how we see the rest of the world, and that is almost never a good thing. So hopefully this is helpful. If you're looking for coaching, please reach out at PO Perception on Twitter in the About Me section of this YouTube page. Either way, get us in contact and make something good happen. Until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.